we're going to move on to the next section here.
Come on.
Okay, which is health and nutrition. By Jim Fenton. So I didn't put the slide that I had thought of. The theme for today is taking ownership.
Wow.
Yes.
That's the theme. As I thought of what Michael, myself, and Chantel are trying to give you guys, the theme is to take ownership.
Okay.
And I know for myself, spent years, and Michael alluded to this, we want to deflect responsibility. When we see something wrong or there's a problem, we always want to make excuses and defer and deflect. And you know, we won't mature until we start to take ownership.
Right.
We all come from different backgrounds. We can say, well, I was raised this way, that's why.
Yep.
I had a horrible teacher in second grade, that's why. I didn't eat my 5 cups of fruits and vegetables every day.
Yeah.
My brain's not developed, that's why. We all have stuff. And yet, there comes a day when you go, I'm going to take ownership of my life.
Yeah.
And maybe that's today. So the theme for this section on health and nutrition is really that we want to honor God.
Mm-hmm.
It's honoring God versus impressing man.
Yeah.
Right. If we just can walk away with that, because we're going to talk about physical appearance a little bit, health and nutrition. Even in that, right? Some of us are already like nervous. Quietness makes it. It just multiplies nerves. But the idea is when we look at as disciples, our worldview is not about us anymore.
Right.
It's about honoring God.
Amen.
And when we can wrap our heads around that, all of a sudden we can get excited about this physical body that God has given us, and we can honor God because we're all made perfect. The Bible says God knit us together in our mother's womb.
Right.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
You are faultless.
Yep.
You're
Amen.
faultless. But the world has another message for us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We have to get rid of that message.
Get rid of it, bro.
So
It's awesome.
there's a lesson that I'm not going to do because we don't have time, but Chantel and I did this together last year, and we just had this beautiful way to kind of portray the body as the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just write these down, 2 Chronicles chapter 2 and into chapter 4, it talks about the building of the temple. And it's incredible. There's amazing detail, but this was laid in gold. This was laid with gold. Finest jewels, finest stones, the best workers. It talks about the beauty of that temple and how it was built. And then we know, and that's of course where God dwelled, right?
Yep.
In the Holy of Holies, and it was divided by the curtain. And only one man could go in once a year. Jesus dies on the cross, and what happens to that curtain? It's torn in two, it's ripped. And all of a sudden, God's presence is now made available to all of us. When we're baptized, we receive the Holy Spirit, which is where God dwells. That's our promise, that seal. And Ephesians 2 does a great job talking about we are the very temple of God. So when you go back and you read that Old Testament description,
Yeah.
and then you think this is who God designed us to be as His church, collectively, but also as individuals.
Yeah.
It's a great image of, again, we're here with this body to honor God, not to impress man. Okay?
Come on.
I'll share a funny story about this before we jump in the handout. So this is life skills, right? And I'm an instructor. The very first spring of last year, Nick Bordieri's running it. He says, Jim, can you do this class? One of the things. I'm like, sure. And I had to swim in the morning. So I thought, all right, I got to do my ocean swim. I got to get cleaned up. I got to get to Long Beach. So I'm going to pack my suit up the night before. I'm going to pack my truck up the night before, do my swim, head to Long Beach, get dressed, and do my class. Wow. Solid plan. I was prepared, got my suit ready, got everything. I even remembered my shoes. That's the one everybody has. I head down to Long Beach. Were you there at this one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I'm Mr. Prepared, right? Ask Michael. Like I really try to be prepared for that. Get down to Long Beach. I'm excited. A few minutes early, and I go to change. I got my shoes there, and I have my bathing suit on, and that's about it. And I'm in the parking lot in my truck, and I I forgot my suit.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, so I have my bathing suit and dress shoes on. That's not the way to go teach a life skills class. So, guys, I say that to kind of, again, relieve you of, this is a lifelong process. We're all work in progress. Forgive me if, I make mistakes. So, I'm going to ask if you guys would take some of these and pass them around. There are 2 pages that I didn't staple, so if you would make sure you get the first page and the second page behind it. And we're going to jump into a section on health and nutrition.
Come on.
And fitness, and we got 15 minutes, so good luck. We're going to give you as much as we can. And again, the goal is to inspire you, to encourage you, and the small steps, like Michael shared, is so important. That you see something you can change, something that excites you, inspires you, how you can better glorify God. That's what we're after, these small changes. And all of us can grow and change. So I'm going to start out with this handout that you have, and then we'll go through the next one. And it should look like this. Oops. Family Doctor at top. I have 2 articles. One is on nutrition. The other is on exercise and fitness. I really like these 2 because it kind of condenses things down for us in an easy way. Because otherwise you'll find like 20 pages, and that's a bit much. But if you read the very first paragraph, and it's up here in this bullet point, good nutrition is one of the keys to a healthy life. You can improve your health by eating a balanced diet. And that's I've been around a long time. Believe it or not, I have had certain diets, and maybe it was for certain nutrition, for fitness and sporting events. But we all have to look at our diet. Diet is not a fad. Diet is what you eat on a daily basis.
Right.
And that's the best way to approach it. If you try to do these radical, lose 20 pounds tomorrow, it'll spring back. But if you make small changes every day over the next year or 2 years, what would happen?
That's right.
See, so many of us look at, I want to be in a certain place in 30 days or 60 days. And my point is, again, if you're 20, 30 years old and you're going to live to your 90, don't be in such a hurry to do something that doesn't work. Take your time. The body is amazing. And little changes over time will have a radical difference. What do they say? That consistency is radical. That's what's radical. So if you go through this, I just want to point out a couple things. Path to improve your health down below. If you have particular health issues or conditions, obviously all that you should really talk to your doctor about. But everyone can eat a balanced diet. I've never heard of a doctor that would say, because you have this medical condition, don't eat a healthy, balanced diet.
Right.
So that's pretty much a given. A couple things I'd focus out. Path to improved health. Again, it says it can be hard to change your eating habits. I appreciate them acknowledging that. It says it helps if you focus on small changes.
Yes.
Right there. And then a couple of bullet points. First bullet point, do you eat 4 to 5 cups of fresh fruits and vegetables a day? That's one of the easiest, lowest hanging fruits. Instead of saying, I'm never going to eat sugar again, I'm never going to eat sweets again, start adding the good things.
Yeah.
And that's a great place to start.
That's right.
What are you eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And then you can start adding better options instead of saying, I'm never going to eat this stuff again. I've tried that. I've tried to swear off ice cream. The Lord knows my weakness. It's called Ben & Jerry's. Or if that one's not on sale, then I get Haagen-Dazs. Because they're always on sale, one of them. I'm just going to go. I'm going to do that. So we're not going to go through this in its entirety. This is for you to take home and read, to go through, glean some extra knowledge, some resources. I want to point out one other thing, not in this specifically, but we have a huge problem in our country with sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And as I came in and I noticed we have plenty of it back there for you, so help yourself. But everything in our food in America has sugar in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another thing to be aware of that's not addressed in here. And the other thing that I want to mention is, just go through this on your own, is another health-related item. is sleep.
Yes.
And how much sleep are you getting? Do you know? One of the things that I recommend is even coming out of today, it may not be a specific change today. But if you just say, I'm going to track what I eat every day. And I'm going to track how much I sleep every night. And if you just do that for a week, then maybe that's when you kind of evaluate what you're actually doing and then make changes.
Right.
Because sometimes we have it in mind, well, I'm already eating pretty good. I'm not going to worry about this piece. I'm going to focus here. Well, maybe it's good to write it down and kind of go through. What do I actually intake? And I think of, when I look at nutrition, look at it as anything and everything you eat and drink. That's nutrition. Some of us may fast and we don't eat any food, but we're pounding sodas and coffees at Starbucks. I don't know if that's a fast or not, that's a few, but the nutrition in drinks these days has to be noted. For some of us, I'm going to ask, who likes Starbucks? It's okay, you're not in trouble. Yeah, those who didn't raise your hand, you're lying. If you were to just change potentially a $5 Starbucks venti latte caramel macchiato with extra whipped cream and 2 shots of espresso.
Well,
I don't know. It's $5 and it probably has 1,200 calories.
right.
You save yourself $5 and 1,200 calories. Go drink some water. That's my thought review this. I want to talk about exercise real quick.
Nice.
And this is going to be on the next sheet. So if I can get some people to pass this one out. We got these drawer. Maybe a few extras up here second. This is just a one page. I really like this. It says Harvard Health, which makes me think, ooh, this must be good.
Yeah.
Since I found it on the internet. And certainly it would be very difficult to copy and paste the Harvard logo. Got to be true. And I actually intermingled some of these on the nutrition piece and the health piece, but the exercise piece, but we're good. It's all the same goal. So if you have this in front of you, the very first thing it says, exercising regularly, every day if possible, is the single most important thing you can do for your health. So even if you're like, the whole food thing discourages you, you think, I'm going to start with exercise. Okay, and that's okay. And now, but I want you to think about this, because some of us right away are going to think, I'm so busy. And it says in the short term, exercise helps to control appetite, boost mood, and improve sleep.
Wow.
In the long term, it reduces the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, dementia, depression, and many cancers. And so my point here is, and what struck me is, if we make excuses for why we're not going to put the time into taking care of ourselves now, you need to put into your schedule, in about 20 years, I'm going to have heart disease. Let me carve out some time for that. I'm going to have diabetes the rest of my life. Let me just carve out several hours a week the rest of my life to deal with my diabetes. Depression. These are all like, this is America right here. This is us. And so if you can, by exercising, take care of yourself today, but what do they call it? Love your future self.
Right.
Love your future self enough to know, hey, I'm going to work hard now so that in 20, 30 years, I'm still healthy. I'm still up. I'm still vibrant. I can still go on a trip when I can finally afford one when I'm 80, So I would just, help you focus in on the exercise piece. It's the single most important thing you can do. It increases your blood flow, which cleans out your body. When you sweat, it cleans out toxins.
Yeah.
The heart rate improves your mood. So if you struggle with depressed feelings, or I know acedia can kick in, go get some exercise, and a lot of times that will help. And so I just want to encourage you to focus on exercise and think of it in the sense of what you'll be possibly preventing by taking care of yourself today.
All right.
Down at the second part of this page, it's very simple how it breaks it down. It's right here. I did the math for you because I'm like, 150 minutes? This is Harvard. Why don't we do hours like the rest of us think of? They can, do it without thinking. In my head, I had to go, okay, divide 60 and 150, carry the 2. So, 2.5 hours of moderate exercise, which is walking, or an hour and 15 of rigorous, which is like a running or something a little bit more strenuous. Give you a sense, if you do the first one, it's about 21 minutes a day of a nice brisk walk. If you're doing harder exercise, rigorous, it turns out it's about 11 minutes a day. Now, obviously, you do 2 or 3 at a time. That's only a couple days, 30 minutes a day, and you knock it out pretty quick. But I thought of, what if you decide to go on prayer walks for 20 minutes every morning, and maybe bring a roommate? Okay, you're getting your quiet time in, you're getting exercise, and you're building friendship. There you go. Just by that one activity. So you do have time. It's a matter of, do you want to do it? And so here is a great, again, just real simple exercise and fitness. This is when you can work with your mentors on what stands out to you, what can you do, and then there can be some good conversation about that when we break up into groups later as well. Again, I just want to point out, also on the bottom, strength training. This is important, especially those of us who are in our 30s, 40s. I'm still in my 40s, barely in my 40s. 7-ish. And I tell you, I feel it. I'm 47. In the last couple of years, if I don't do things to physically keep myself active, the muscular component just goes. Like when you're young, it kind of happens on its own.
Right.
But now, if I were to go help someone move, and if I'm not working out every day, I'm going to hurt myself. So I got to take care of my body. Because the older you get, the more it wants to fall apart. You got to work hard to keep it pulled together. So, strength training about 2 times per week. And I love, again, how it says, make that time today. It might prevent, something serious in the future. So, something to keep in mind. Going back to the health one real quick, just to cover off on these to improve your health. Again, nutrition, anything and everything you eat and drink, please look at it that way. Stay hydrated is another note. Balanced diet, again, is the key. I don't believe in the fads, though. My wife's done the keto diet, and she loves it, and it's worked really well. So you can ask her if you have questions on that. Just let me chat with you. Sorry, babe, should ask permission. Begin by tracking your sleep. Cut down on harmful fats and sugars, and then stay hydrated. A lot of people think we have to drink all this water, and that's really not true. The hydration we get should primarily come from the foods you eat. When you're eating healthy fruits and vegetables, they're packed with hydration, and it's the kind of hydration that your body absorbs. Water tends to go through you pretty quick and easy. So hydration, don't think of it as just water. Think of it as the foods you eat adding hydration to your body. So that's just a little, another little so, any questions on something that we've talked about with health and nutrition so far? I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm not any of that stuff. But I put a lot of it into practice. And I have read quite a bit about it. If I know the answer, I'll tell you. If I don't know, I'm not going to tell you to go get a medical procedure done. I will not do a brain surgery on you. But are there any questions about health and nutrition, the exercise piece? Again, we're starting at a very simple level in a sense, because I want you to be able to take this information and make small changes. So we're not going to go detailed into everything, but small changes. Yeah?
Is fasting a way to start off your diet?
Fasting?
Yeah.
Yes. Fasting's been used for thousands of years for health benefits. And the spiritual benefits are ancillary, they're parallel, and they have some of the same effect. So when you fast, again, it's a great way for your body to get rid of the toxins that it's built up and all the stuff that lingers in our gut. And so when you fast, your body really works hard on expelling that, and then it uses those energy sources that will improve our health. So absolutely, fasting can be a great way. What I have found is sometimes you transition from what you're doing now, which again, keep track of, switch to, before I do a fast, let me change my diet and get rid of a lot of processed food first. Because processed food and sugars is what your body craves.
Right.
In our day and age, our craving is not necessarily for food, for sustenance, it's sugar is what our minds crave. So that's why it's really hard to fast for a lot of us, myself included.
Yeah.
So it could be a process. Start by maybe a day or two of just eliminating processed foods, and then do a fast. So if you have questions specific, ask me. I don't want to give you timetables and all that, but I do think a 3-day fast with just water has been shown to 100% improve your health.
Yep.
Again, if you have a medical condition, take that into consideration. But a 3-day fast with just water will do wonders for your body. You will be more alert, more awake, more refreshed, more energetic. So if you haven't done a 3-day fast, again, there's the spiritual benefits and the physical, and they can be done at the same time.
Yes.
But just acknowledge that that's the case.
Nice.
Good, great question. Any other questions? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We've got a packed day. We're going to take a 5-minute break in just a moment. Chantel is going to come up and get her presentation ready. We've got a couple more handouts. If you have questions, come and talk to me. And I think that's it. Right? Great. Let's take a 5-minute break.